All right, you should turn in your Go Math book to page 247, and we're going to work through some problems. So we're going to do number 4 together, and then I'm going to have you do number 5 and 6 on your own. So on this page, they give you enough room that you can actually write the problem and do the work. So we will do that. On some of the other pages, you're going to actually have to do some of the work on a separate sheet of paper. All right, so our first problem says 6.32 times 3. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite 6.32 times 3 so that we can actually see it. So we're going to remember what we did with multiplication, and we're basically just going to multiply. So we're going to say 3 times 2 is 6. It's not larger than 10, so I don't need to carry anything. 3 times 3 is 9. It is also not larger than 10, so no need to carry. And 3 times 6 is 18. All right, now what we do is we have to count everything that is behind a decimal in order to figure out where to place our decimal point. So we're going to count here, and there's none in this, so we're talking about 2 places. So we're going to start behind the 6, and we're going to go over 1, and then over 2, and we're going to place our decimal point. So our answer would be 18.96. Now in the video that we watched, they had you estimate ahead, and you estimated the whole number. 6 times 3 is 18. So that lets you know that your answer is going to be somewhere around 18. So 18.96 is close to 18, so we know that our answer is reasonable. All right. So I would like for you to do number 5 and number 6 on your own, and then come back to check your answer. So go ahead and pause the video and do number 5, which is 4.5 times 8, and do number 6, which is 40.7 times 5 on your own. All right, welcome back. So we're going to check your work. So we have 4.5, I'll go back to the back, times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. You're going to carry your 4. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 is 36. We come up and we know that there's 1 spot past the decimal, so we're just going to go over 1. So I'm going to we start here at the very end of the number, and then we move over 1 digit, and we place our decimal point. So our answer is 36. All right. Number 6, 40.7 times 5. So I'm going to write 40.7 times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Carry the 3. 5 times 0 is 0. Plus 3 is 3. And 5 times 4 is 20. We go up to our decimals and we check. There's a decimal point here and there's 1 behind it. So I'm going to take and place my decimal point over 1. So there's no decimals here, and a decimal would be at the end. And I'm going to move it over 1, and we have 203.5. All right. So if you would go ahead and do number 7. Pause the video and do number 7. All right, welcome back. We're going to do number 7 together, and then I will have you do number 8. So we have 4.93 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 9 is 63. Plus 2 is 65. Carry the 6. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 6, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And then we check the decimal points. We have 2 places past the decimal. Whoops. So we're going to add a decimal point. We go over 1, go over 2, and leave the decimal point there. So our answer is 34.51. All right, check your work. If you did something wrong, go ahead and make changes to that. If you don't understand what you did wrong, try to figure that out. And if you don't understand what you did wrong, contact me so that I can help you with that. And then move on to number 8, 8.2 times 6. Go ahead and do that problem. 8.2 times 6. All right, welcome back. 8.2 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 1 is 49. And I double check my decimal points. There's 1 spot behind the decimal. So from where the decimal would be right now, I move it over 1. And now I have 49.2. So my answer would be 49.2. Okay. Go ahead and do number 9 on your own, and we'll come back and check your work in just a second. All right, number 9. We are $7.55 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Bring up a 4. 8 times 5 is 40 again, plus 4 is 44. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 is 60. And we have 2 spaces past the decimal. So we're going to start here. We're going to go over 1, over 2, and our answer is here. So our answer is either 60.4 or 60.40. Either one is exactly the same answer. You're going to have some teachers who are very particular, though, and if you don't have the 40, they'll count it wrong. So you need to make sure that you understand what your teacher wants in terms of that answer and what they'll accept and what they'll count wrong. I'll accept either one, but just make sure in the future you understand what your teacher requires. Now, the next portion is practice, copy, and solve. It's really important that when you are copying math problems, you are not doing the math sideways like this, okay? You really need to copy it over on the side. So I'm going to write a 10, and then I'm going to write 7.2 times 8. Notice that I switched the numbers around. Whatever number has the most digits needs to go on top. So even though 7.2 is smaller than 8, it has more digits, so I want it to be the first number in my problem. All right, so now 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 1 is 57. And we have 1 past the decimal point, so my number will end up here. So we have 57.6 as our answer for number 10. Go ahead and write number 11 down and solve that problem. All right, number 11. Number 11 is 1.45 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. carry a 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1, and it's not letting me write that 1 up there, is 13. Carry another 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. We have 2 past the decimal, so we're going to be 2 past the decimal here. So my answer is 4.35. All right. Go ahead and do number 12 and number 13 on your own. 12 and 13 on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and solve those problems on your own. All right, welcome back. Number 12 is 8.6 times 9. 9 times 6 is 54. So a 4 goes in the single digit place and we carry a 5 up. 9 times 8 is 72, plus 2 is 77. We end up with 77.4 because there's 1 past the decimal point. All right, 13 is 6. Oh, it's not 6. Sorry, my eyes are bad. Is 0.79 times 6. You can put the 0 in front of there, but you don't have to. So 9 times 6 is 54. Carry the 5. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 5 is 47. And then we go 2 past the decimal. Our answer is 4.74. All right. Okay, let's skip down and do number 18. Number 18 says, the cost to park a car in a parking lot is $3.45 per hour. Malik parked his car for 4 hours on Monday, 3 hours on Tuesday, 2 hours on Wednesday. Okay? And it costs $3.45 for each hour. All right? So the first thing we have to do is figure out how many hours he parked. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Plus 2 is 9. All right? So we're going to take 9 total hours and multiply that times the amount per hour. So we're going to take $3.45 and we're going to multiply it times 9. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 4 is 40. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 4, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And then we have 2 places past the decimal. So we come over and put 2 places past the decimal here so that there are 2 numbers behind. Always double check. There's 2 numbers behind here, so there should be 2 numbers behind here. So we know that in order for him to park, he spent $31.05 for this week of parking. All right. Those are your problems for page 247. If you will please move on to the next video, I'll see you there. See you in a sec.